So, Sunday morning, time for another long run. Today I'm going for a run up to local legend for Hertfordshire, Jacko Legs and his grave up at Weston. Only problem about running up to Weston is it's a bit hilly, and you go through some woods, very picturesque, but sometimes a bit hard work. So I just climbed a big hill, taking a little breather, the time to talk to the camera. So main objective today is to run really a half marathon without getting my head caught by a branch or a fallen tree. Run a half marathon. Main reason for that is I'm doing the Grand Slam challenge from Centurion running. So Centurion running organise a huge number of really excellent long distance ultras, mainly around the 50-mile mark and upwards. I think they do 100k and they certainly do 100 milers as well. But obviously during the pandemic they had to switch their attention to doing a bit of a virtual kind of challenge and stuff like that to keep people engaged. And one of the things that's hung around after the pandemic, so one of the good things about COVID, is at the start of the year they do the virtual Grand Slam, I think it's called, where you can basically train for 10 weeks to do your decided number of miles. And I've gone for 300 miles over 10 weeks, so should be doing 30 miles a week. I'm a tiny bit behind schedule, but I'm not too worried about that. I'm on, by the end of today I should be on about 82 miles give or take if this goes to plan. Idea being I don't need to be hitting that quite yet. The long runs are going to start to increase from next month, and that should buy back a little bit of time for me. Other interesting things about today, trying the wireless Me mic from Rode, see if that improves the audio at all. It's interesting to get some feedback on that. And then I'm also out in my new Harrier trail vest, the Kinder 10 litre. I've had it before, I've had the first generation of it. It's done me well, and an early Christmas present, just because the existing one's getting a bit tatty. But we're now sort of on the edge of a farmer's field on the outskirts of Baldock, heading up to Weston, and I think it might be time to start running again, albeit the legs don't really feel like it, but let's get going and see what happens. The interesting things on this run is as you approach into Weston, in World War II, a returning, I don't know what you call it, a bomber, came back and was having some technical challenges just outside Weston. And what they decided to do was crash into the ground away from any houses. Now, I've researched as best I can. I think that's the location of where the aircraft came in and crashed, and I think the pilot sadly lost their life, obviously, but saved many others by undertaking that drastic action. As I say, researched, I can't find the exact location. That's the biggest crater I know of in the local area, so in true internet keeping, with the spreading of misinformation, etc., 100% factually true. be a little bit quiet. We'll see how good the mic is, I guess. I was a bit concerned about recording in church graveyards, etc. I don't think there's anything particularly that I should be worried about, but obviously just conscious of other people and stuff like that. I also don't run through church graveyards generally as a rule, just to show a little bit of respect. But Jacko Legs, Hertfordshire's answer to Robin Hood, really. But during times of hardship, I think he robbed from the bakers who were making a pretty penny, and he robbed the food or the money and he distributed it to the poor. And when he was caught, they said that he could fire a bow, an arrow, and where the arrow landed, that's where he'd be buried, and it landed a sort of mile and a half away up at Weston, and one stone here marks where his feet are, and the other stone marks where his head is. So that was Jacko Legs' grave up at Weston Church. Actually took a wrong turn somehow on that course up here, so I've missed out a little bit of the route. I'm hoping it's not too much, but time to more or less start heading back home. It's sort of 5.5 miles in, I think. Been some mud along the way, but there's a few other things to see hopefully on the way. Conscious one of the kids have got a party, so I do need to get back on time. I can't do too much sort of exploring. I need to pick up the pace a tiny little bit. Hasn't been too bad today. There's been about a mile on really bad sort of cross-country mud, I'd say. The rest of it's been alright. After conceding, I took a wrong turn. Now I'm struggling to actually find the right turn, which is worrying because I've done this course loads of times. But there's one gate here, one gate there, and I think I'm going to be picking up the Hertfordshire Way, I think it is, and that's better. So Hertfordshire Way goes left and right, and I want to go this way down to the red gate. That's better. Back on the Hertfordshire Way. Quite a stunning view from up here. Certain the GoPro won't make any of this out, but in the distance you've got Stevenage and the Lister Hospital. Stevenage gets quite a bad rep, but if you look at this on your doorstep, within 5-10 minute walk, can't complain too much. So the Lister Hospital, Stevenage Old Town's just over there, and just in front of us is I'm not sure what it's called, but Gravely Strawberry Fields or something like that. We can go and pick your own strawberries in the summer, amongst other things. Play park. There is a ruined church around here somewhere, but I've never been able to find it. That's maybe a run for another day. But what we're going to do now is pop down to Gravely Airfield, and then I'm not sure if we go past Jack's Hill, which was the hill that Jack sat on to intercept the bakers with their goods before passing on to the poorer members of society. So, making good progress, 7.5 miles done. A bit conscious I'm getting close to 1:30 and need to get back for the little ones' goes at birthday party with one of their friends, and I'm going to town for a coffee, that's for sure. that's the Jacko legs run done. It's come up a little short. I've done 11.5 miles, but that'll do for today. I know the course is 12 miles, it's open to do 13, but that wrong turn somewhere, it's just knocks about half a mile off. So 11.5 for the day. Did tail walking at Junior Park Run as well, so that can all add to the numbers, but fallen behind slightly on the virtual Grand Slam, but we'll see how we get on. We'll make that up, I'm not worried.